guys. Welcome to ClueCon Weekly. Today is May 6th. We're going to be covering a few things today coming up, and just a couple of announcements. Next week, Sangoma will be here showing off a few bells and whistles, and on, so you don't want to miss that. And on the 27th, the guys from the ORTC working group that's working on the next generation of WebRTC-like technologies from W3C will be here, having a little hangout with us. We got to hang out with those guys. Obviously, they're going to come back and show off a bunch of stuff. So definitely, you don't want to miss either one of those. So that's future announcements coming up. Also, just a couple of quick announcements. We've been working hot and heavy on the Wiki and Confluence still, so if you want to help out with that, please join the Docs mailing list and jump in there. And the Docs team would greatly appreciate that help. We're also, just to recap, looking for some additional help in bug marshaling. That's going to get real busy as we continue down the video branch, and that's more and more used. So help us in two ways. One, fleshing out any remaining bugs that need to be identified on there, and two, if you want to bug marshal and help us replicate possible patches, test, all that other good fun stuff on on Jira, please contact me or Brian, K. Rice, or Brian at FreeSWITCH.org, and we'll get you through that process. It only works when we have the help from the community, and that's one way you guys can help, and you don't even have to write code, just help us sort those tickets out. So moving along, how you guys doing today? Looks like we've got a good crew here. So I want to introduce somebody that's been around the project for a little bit of time. You guys already know her, Kathleen King. Kathleen is stepping up to help fill one of the roles that we've needed some help with in the past, and that's social media. How are you doing today, Kathleen?
I'm doing pretty well.
So you want to kind of introduce everybody what you're going to be doing for FreeSWITCH in the social media world?
Sure. I am keeping track of the Twitter and the Facebook and some of the emails and things, and just kind of letting everybody know what's going on, making sure everything, and answering questions if anyone has any, or what I can answer. Yeah, so.
So for anybody that wants to see your musings on Twitter and follow along with your project updates, what do they need to follow on Twitter or on Facebook?
At FreeSWITCH and on Twitter, and then on profile pages for Facebook. Then I'm incorporating a few other social media sites as I find them and as I see interest in them. Google Plus maybe, and LinkedIn. You can also find me in the IRC channel as MERRANA. So I'll be there. Oh, and Reddit as well. I will be.
Reddit, yep.
I'll be on Reddit.
Yep. That's for you guys that don't know. There is an active. It's kind of quiet at times, but it's fairly active at other times. There's a FreeSWITCH subreddit out there, so you guys join along there. That's another mechanism where you can get back access to the team. Actually, our own Mr. West is one of the main moderators there, so he looks at that on a regular basis, so you never can tell what kind of information you're going to find there.
Yeah, and Kathleen is also, as of yesterday, a moderator there, so she can assist with those duties, and so is Mr. Rice.
Yes, I certainly am. So you guys join us on Reddit. I know a lot of you guys use Reddit. I know a lot of you guys use Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Plus, whatever you have. You'll also notice right here in the conference there's the Google login if you're using the Verto now, and that's to making it easier for you to save your settings and that kind of stuff. We're not harvesting any of your email addresses or any of that stuff. It's just that's how we get our fancy names and email addresses right there on the screen that you see Brian with and everybody. So you guys log in with Google and be more readily identified. So you'll see more of this stuff coming down the pipe. Kathleen, I think you're going to be posting a lot about what's going to be coming up at ClueCon here shortly.
I am, and even during ClueCon, I'll be posting and kind of keeping it and letting you know what events are happening when and where you need to go. So if you follow us now, then when you go to ClueCon and when we see you there, you can have a super easy way to know what's happening and have fast, real-time updates.
I know I follow the ClueCon and the FreeSWITCH Twitter feeds on my cell phone, and it's nice to get those alerts at times, especially at ClueCon, because everything's always crazy there. So, speaking of ClueCon, Brian, it's your turn. What's the latest update?
Well, I've still got 2 or 3 things I'm working out. We have, the Gigabit reception, which is going to be Tuesday evening, with the Pizza Party Monday. I've got 2 or 3 things I'm weighing in for Wednesday evening right now. It's a matter of the details. I'm waiting on details from the people I reached out to. I don't want to mention what or anything to get anybody's hopes up. I'm just working on a set of things I think everybody will enjoy. We're going to try to do a little change up if things work out from what we normally do. And if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and keep in touch, you'll get the announcements quicker, and you'll see when we have those elements finalized. And if anybody has any questions, concerns, comments, needs an invite letter or a visa, marketing@cluecon.com. We have a habit of writing and submitting those for people that aren't from the United States that want to attend. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, so speaking of which, I know I saw a lot of registrations last week come popping in. Do people still have room to get in on the pizza party on Monday night?
Yes, we still have room to get on the pizza party. Register ASAP so that you can make sure to reserve your position in the pizza party line. We do have some people that do register and don't make it on Monday. Sharon will be doing a registration follow-up for every single person that registers, verifying your arrival times, making sure your contact information is correct, and your mobile and or cell phone number you will be using while you are in Chicago, so we can actually get in touch with you if we need to while you're there, or to check in, we can call and check up on you type thing. So, be sure to follow up with Sharon when she calls, because she's doing all that extra work for us.
Yeah, so don't forget, you want to register ASAP, because this year there is a very limited number of slots at the pizza party. So once those are gone, they will be gone. So register soon for that. That way you make sure you get your spot in there. Also, don't forget, check your email. Kathleen sent out an email on this earlier in the week and last week. The longer you wait to register for ClueCon, the less chances to win prizes you get on all the drawings that we do on every day there, and the less beverages you get on the Gigabit mixer night. So definitely get in there on that sooner than later. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out on any of the talks or any of the after hours things that are going on, because those after hours events, where they're not mandatory, but that is the best place to meet the FreeSWITCH guys, meet any of the other guys that show up. I mean, the number of people that we have, and the number of big names that we have show up every year is crazy. And these guys, I don't think, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, has there ever been anybody that showed up at ClueCon that was just not approachable, that you just couldn't walk up and chat with?
No, it's always been one of those. I've had the conference described is more an unconference than a conference. It's a lot like family. Everybody interacts, everybody talks. It's really, really welcoming place.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, "Well, I just couldn't talk to that guy." And it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, we've in previous years we've had everybody from GNU telephony people, Phil Zimmerman, GRTP and PGP fame shows up on a regular basis. You've got just all kinds of people, and they show up, and you their presentation afterwards, or they're working on something that maybe they haven't presented on yet. Everybody just answers questions. I mean, you look up and introduce yourself and tell them what's going on. Have a nice little chat with them. And lunchtime, where we do the longer lunches, and after hours, those are the best times to do that. So you can that's definitely something you don't want to miss out on. I know this will be my 10th ClueCon, and so I know every year there's always something new going on that you get to learn about, someone new that's showing up there, and I can't describe how easy it is to meet people there, and figure out what's going on and figure out where the next year is going to go. So if you're planning on missing ClueCon, don't plan on that. Get there, because you don't know what you're missing out on. So, Mr. Jarris, how are you doing today? You still with us, or are you having some issues?
I'm having bandwidth issues. I'm back on cell.
All righty. So where are we at on...
Go ahead.
What was that?
You can say it's almost time for him to call somebody to get that fixed.
Oh, yes, it is. So, hey, I know you've been working hot and heavy on... you want to give everybody an update on where we are with... I know you've been working on removing some of these entry packages in preparation for the next release of FreeSWITCH and everything. How's that gone over the last week or so?
So there's a number of challenges with removing the libs. The challenge, interestingly enough, typically the code to actually remove the libs. The challenge generally comes down to a lot of the libs that we've had in tree are in tree for a reason, or have special versions, or are not packaged by distros and things like that. So the challenge we've had with removing with making sure that upstream distros have packages, or we have replacement packages for them. So we've been plugging through and creating our own package repo for Debbie and Jesse, and Wheezy and Sid to a certain extent for those packages, and that is moving along. We're addressing little issues as we go. We had one reported last night with the new version of VPX we needed. So we're addressing those issues. That being said, that is being worked on for Debian by our team. We need members of the community to step up to help us work on that for other distros and other operating systems. So call to arms if you care about using something other than Debian, probably other than Debbie and Jesse. We can provide quite a bit of resources and knowledge of what we've learned based on figuring out what versions work and what the potential conflicts are. But we do need your help getting this working for other distros. We do have our own repos and our own continuous integration building system that we can use to build out our repos. And we can put build nodes up for other distros, but we want to kind of own each additional operating system or distro that we're going to provide support for. So if you care about anything other than running FreeSWITCH and Debbie and Jesse, this is the time to stand up and be counted and put some real work into making that distro as supported as our development platform. So if you are interested in that, please contact me or Ken Rice or William King. So we'll talk to you about what's required and what resources we can bring to bear on it and what we would need from you. What you should, when we finally go release with this new version, is there will still be a handful of libs that we have in tree. An example of that is APR. We still have outstanding patches that have been submitted but not accepted into APR yet. So that's still using our static APR. And I'm sure a handful of other libraries we won't get packaged in time, but the bulk of the libraries, probably 85% of them that were formerly in tree, will no longer be in tree. So all of that stuff that people are familiar with, where in the middle of your build, it'll start downloading tarballs and configuring them. We're expecting to remove all of that. There's only 2, 3, 4 modules left. I believe the radius stuff and mod shout is all that's downloading tarballs in the build system. So the upside of all this is your build times should be greatly improved, not having to go and download tarballs in the middle of your build. The downside, of course, is the list of things to install gets longer and longer every day. If you want to build every module, you're looking at in the neighborhood of a gig of dependencies right now. Obviously, no one builds every module server, so that's not necessary for everything, but
I build every module.
Just
I care about it.
We do have a nifty little dependency package if you're working on building FreeSWITCH 1.6 from source, where you just point to our repo and install this package, and it will install every dependency you need. And so far, our testing shows that it just works. Like I said, we've had one bug filed so far about an issue with our packaging. So we need that flushed out on people's systems to report where other dependency issues exist. I'm sure there's more than that. So also, there is a Confluence page called FreeSWITCH 1.6 Video or something of the sort. If you're ready to start playing with something in alpha stage, you can has instructions how to install, build, and get a basic working environment with video and Verto all up and running, including our demo code. And it walks you through it. And we've had a number of people. It's worked very well for them. So more people who are willing to, play with things on a test box basis would be helpful starting now to help flush out any dependency issues. What I got.
All right, thanks, Michael. So I know we've gone over several things here real quick, so I'm going to open up the floor. Does anybody have any questions on anything that we've covered so far? From social media to ClueCon to even packaging and where we're kind of headed with library dependencies on FreeSWITCH. Anybody? Go ahead and hit 0, unmute yourself, or if you're in Verto, mouse over the little controls thing at the top and hit that toggle mute button. Or you can always ask an IRC if you're on the IRC channel.
Something that they teach you when speaking is that when you, if you surprise people with their ability to ask questions, like you just come on and you're like, "Hey guys, questions now." Like nobody has any because they haven't gotten warmed up, and so you have to you have to prepare people. You're like, okay, so we're gonna take your questions and we're gonna open it for questions in a couple minutes, and then you got to say something. And so that's actually what I'm doing right now is I'm filling some time so that people can accumulate their questions and so that you can get them here. I'm filibustering to see if people really, to flush out and see whether there really are questions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should probably do a better job of that.
We are actually getting better at it. Our logistics of how we handle things, we're getting better. This is the video's adding a completely new aspect to this. It's really nice.
Oh, yeah. And one of these days we'll all have the bandwidth where we can actually use the video and not have 27 seconds in lag.
Or have to go to outer space to relay your data. Middle of nowhere.
Exactly. Yep. All right, guys. So, any questions? All right, guys. So, as you guys all know, next week, don't forget, May 13th, we're going to have a chat with the guys from Sangoma. That typically means we'll probably have Nanad and Moy here, and they've been working hot and heavy on a bunch of new stuff up at Sangoma. So you guys definitely want to come in, and that's your opportunity to get the update on what they've been working on. Also, it's an opportunity if you're using some of their products to talk to their engineering team. Moy and Nanad are actually nice guys, and they've always been very approachable on their cards for quite some time now, well over 10 years. So it's good to see those guys. And as kind of as a throwback to ClueCon, they're usually at ClueCon too. I think Moy missed last ClueCon because something about his wife was having a baby and he couldn't get away. But beyond that, he's always
Oh, horrible excuse. Horrible excuse.
Exactly right. So definitely show up here then, and also on May 27th, we'll have Robin Raymond from the ORTC working group with W3C. Will be here talking about Open RTC. So you guys definitely don't want to miss that one also. If you have a topic that you'd like to come in and talk about, we do have May 20th open right now. Email me or Brian if you want to come in and show off what you're working on. So let us know, because we'd be more than happy to get you here. Especially if it's a more technical topic and what's going on there. So definitely let us know about that.
Okay. If elaborate on, we had a question in the HIP chat, FreeSWITCH channel. FlashTech must have missed the discussion about the deb repo to facilitate easier installs. Hit on that to answer his question. Is Mike still here?
Yeah, I am. I'm just reading the question. Deb repo to facilitate easier install. For Debbie and Jesse, and to a slightly lesser extent, Wheezy, and I think for the most part, Sid as well. We have a Debian repo. It's the same one that you can install your FreeSWITCH 1.4 packages from, and it has all of the dependencies in it for FreeSWITCH 1.6 that are not part of the upstream. And on the wiki page on Confluence for FreeSWITCH 1.6 video, there's some install lines that includes a meta package that installs all needed to build everything there. Or you can pick them out one at a time just by looking at that dependency and looking at that package and getting the full list out of that. But that should be, as far as Jesse, very complete. Wheezy, you might have a couple issues with conflicts or more likely versions of packages that are not sufficient for all the features to work. For example, some of the multimedia libraries in Wheezy had quite a few bugs in them that are not fixed, so you'll need to go to Jesse for that to work. Sid, I think, William, you can answer. Is Sid fully working to our knowledge?
As far as I know, Sid is working.
Just
to use our packages.
Yeah.
Right.
As long as you're using our repo, provides the ones that we know are problematic or need additional patches in them. So I think that's complete on the Debian side. If you're looking for anything non-Debian, including Ubuntu, like I said earlier, we are looking for maintainers on that. So if I know we have some Ubuntu users. We have very little interest in supporting 12.04, but if people are working off of 14.04 or any of the newer dev stuff, we're certainly to work with you on trying to see what's needed. And I think we're even willing to host build nodes in repos for that stuff. We just don't have the time to put into all working and maintaining it.
And yeah, 1504 is out now, so I'm going to add another fun element.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
gonna add another
keeping
fun
track of all the different pieces is why we need someone who kind of owns each distro. Just because we just don't have enough bodies to keep track of all of the intricacies of that and field packaging issues.
So, and as the guy that actually gets poked when there's an issue on the build cluster, we're more than happy to set up on our build cluster whatever platform we need to help you guys out. So if you need, say, Ubuntu 14.04 or 15.04 or whatever for testing, and you can tell us what's needed on there, so we can get that set up and we can get that into Bamboo, so that what happens is you'll be able to see in Bamboo those builds running regularly, so you can see when the building, or if there's a dependency problem with FreeSWITCH actually building, we can have those ran on a per commit basis or on a daily basis, so that everybody can see what's. So definitely email myself, Ken Rice, or Mike, or William King at our FreeSWITCH addresses. We provide you the support to get that up and running. I think our first target that's going to be non-Debian will probably be CentOS 7, so keep an eye out on that. I am working on some of the stuff to make that easier. One of the things that we are pushing for is trying to have tarballs, source tarballs available, just a raw source tarball, not like an SRPM that you can start with, so you at least have a good starting point, figure out everything from scratch. But if you can help out with that, spec files, Debian-ish, build platforms for whatever it is for your specific platform you need, that's definitely where we need some help at. So email us on up. And so, what's around the horn, Mike, Brian, William? Do you guys have, or Kathleen? You guys have anything else that y'all would like to get out there today?
Not that I can think of.
I know that I've trumpeted it twice already, but I'll do it one more time. If you use any platform that is not Debian Jessie, basically, and you want FreeSWITCH to work on it, we need your help. If you don't stand up to help us, I would not expect you to be able to run the newer FreeSWITCH on it. It's really important to get community support on that, or the platform's just, you're not going to be able to build it. So please talk to us.
Thanks, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up the recorded and broadcast portion of this. Don't forget to join us next week. Sangone is going to be here. The 27th, we're going to have ORTC visiting us. And don't forget, get out there to ClueCon.com, get your. And before I forget, one more thing on ClueCon. If you want to present at ClueCon, please go to ClueCon.com, click on the call link to see what all you need right there, and then there is a link right there to submit your speaking proposal. Please have all your information ready, including a headshot. We do need a headshot for you for the website, so everybody can know who our speakers are, and we'll be using that both on the ClueCon website, so you can see that as we start picking out the speakers, and we're also using that information for our scheduling. We will have a live Google Calendar schedule on there that you'll be able to sync your devices to and have all the good information about not just the speaker, but their presentation and what they're talking on directly on your smartphone while you're at the conference. So please help us out. Get that information in today. Time is running out before the deadline, so go ahead and get that in there. Anybody else have anything that I might have missed on that? If not,
I have one thing to add. If anybody that does want to present is having trouble coming up with a topic idea, come talk to us. We can help you hash out something that would be very interesting and very fun. give us
Oh, yeah.
a shout out. All right.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, it doesn't have to be FreeSWITCH. Last year we had a WebRTC robot. You know, so it can be a fun topic. ClueCon is not just about FreeSWITCH. We have guys from all disciplines there. It's about communications. So if your project is about communications or related to communications or related to any of the technologies that we use on a regular basis and show off at ClueCon, definitely let us know, and because we'll get you in on the list. All right, guys, thanks, and we'll be back here next week at 1 p.m. Eastern. See you then.